Japanese paper is a bit different for this kind of thing. It tends to fall apart when it gets wet. So if you don't use it as soon as you pasted it, it can be rather tricky because it does fall apart. And what I find is easier is to paste the paper itself and put the guard on it, which may not be quite conventional, but it does seem to work. I've got to do 2 lots of guarding here. I've got this outer page, which is in fact an inner page of the section, and another pair to go round the outside. So I'm going to do this one first of all and try to stretch the paper out a bit so it's in the right place. And as I said, I'm going to guard the page itself, to paste the page itself. Yeah, okay. Use a smaller brush for this, and just put some paste. This is ordinary flour paste. Doesn't really matter what you use, whether it's the made-up paste or Hewitt's paste powder or whatever. It all works fine. So I'm then going to lay the tissue on top of the pasted area, and you can see there how nicely it blends into the page. And then over here, now it's in place, I can actually paste the card itself, because it's not going to move and it'll be there fairly quickly. And I shall do what I did last time. And that minimises the amount of time that the paste is on the unsupported Japanese paper guard. Again, it may be necessary to open the section out and just tweak the inside pages a little bit. You just need to make sure that you've got all the folds are not wrapped up underneath themselves. So this is a slightly distorted bit, but we can live with that. But it's these bits here which need a little bit of adjusting. I'm just going to ease it out a little bit because it's got a bit close there. And then there's another set of pages to go around the outside, so I'm going to put this back in place. Make sure it's together. And then I'm going to take the next pair of pages, which go round like that. So just checking 24, 14, 15, that's right, and that's the title page. So that has to go round like that. So it's got a bit more to go round this time. I have got a bit of page missing, in fact, at the top here. So I'm going to make it a slightly wider guard. So I have cut another one, which will allow for that extra piece. So again, I'm going to do what I did last time, which was put the paste onto the outer piece of paper. One can always add a bit more paste afterwards if you've got, once the guard is in place, it's much easier. Don't want too much paste up there. You don't want the pages to stick together through the guard adhesive. It's better if you keep everything controlled and separate. So that's in place there, and that's covering up that. We'll get it in the right place. That's fine, it's just to the edge of the text, so that'll be okay. And then making sure that everything is squared up and your pages are knocked up to the forage, so that they're going to end up here in the same place. And I'm going to put some paste along here. See, it's a bit wider one in the other, but I can adjust that. You can always reuse the fold in the paper. It goes on for quite a long time until it's no longer usable. That has got those 2 pages together, and I'm just going to open up the whole thing and make sure that it's not all stuck together. This is where you don't want it all sticking together, because you can't be absolutely sure it is in the right place. But that piece there is filled up, and I can pull these pages out a little bit. Well, they're folded under themselves. And you see, it is actually quite a wide piece there, because a certain amount is missing on the text. And we've also got the extra guard material in here. As I said, you can always put little bits of paste in. If you've got things that aren't sticking, you can just put a tiny bit more paste under with a palette knife or a piece of paper. And I'm going to take this away now, and again let everything dry away from the pages it's going to be next to, because you do want to avoid any kind of where should we do it here? I'll put it like that. You do want to make sure that you keep them all together. Once you start guarding and taking sections apart, you have to be a bit careful that you get them all back in the right order.